Hello and welcome to the Quiet Miles Voices in Motion, a series celebrating everyday endurance athletes whose stories often go unheard. These are honest, relaxed conversations about movement, life, joy, obstacles, and showing up. So, not perfect journeys, but real ones. This space is about connections shared and journeys and honoring the many ways endurance shows up in all of our lives. I'm Trina Dawkins, so let me introduce you to today's guest, Gloria Sarpong. So, Gloria is a communications professional, a storyteller, and also a running coach. With a background in project and change communication, Gloria brings people together through clarity, creativity, and purpose. As a coach, she plays a vital role in building confidence, resilience, and belonging. So, whether she's behind a microphone as a voiceover artist, headphones on deck as a DJ, Gloria is deeply committed to connection and empowerment. Please welcome Gloria. How are you, Gloria?
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Hello. What a wonderful intro.
Try to capture everything.
I think there's so much to capture, to be fair, but I think you did it really well.
Oh, thank you. How are you today?
I am good, thank you. I'm really pleased to be here having a chat. Congratulations on this
Oh, thank you so
wonderful
much.
project that you're doing. It's so cool.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I'm like really looking forward to hearing the other conversations that you have with the other phenomenal women in the running space.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. So we're going to play like a little quick fire icebreaker. So so
Okay.
you got a choice of one or two. So road or track,
Oh, track,
early mornings or late nights,
early morning.
speed
For
session,
running, early morning for
yeah,
running. Yeah.
speed sessions or long slow miles.
Oh, this is a difficult one because both have their place. I think that
Mm,
obviously speed sessions are very exhilarating and I really get a buzz from that exhilaration. You feel
mhm.
like really, really great, great mood booster. But then also a long run is just like such a great way to sort of get out and be with your thoughts and think about stuff. So I don't know if I can choose between those two.
Okay. Right, headphones or no headphones.
Headphones, I'm not a psychopath.
What's the toughest session that you secretly love?
The toughest session I secretly love. Um, Probably like a track session and probably something that's like 800, so like a speed session, but two laps of the track where I
Mm.
can just like barely sort of like maintain that kind of like the
Mhm.
speedy pace. But I really like that and always feel sort of like, super boosted when I manage to sort of like achieve it and keep the pace. So I enjoy
Oh,
that.
brilliant. Thank you. So that's really kind of shared a little bit about you. But when did endurance really start showing up in your life? If you take it all the way back to when you were younger in terms of sports.
So endurance, I think probably is like as I started to get older, to be quite honest with
Mhm.
you, because yeah, as a youngster, I was always quite sporty, enjoyed like lots of sport, enjoyed netball, always the captain, always enjoyed like in coaching younger
Mhm.
like students at school.
Yeah.
I liked hockey, I liked football, so all of the sports. And we did like cross country at school, but that felt a bit more like a chore. It didn't feel like as fun as like playing like competitive sports.
Yeah.
So I guess I was quite competitive. And then as I got older, I just feel like running was always one of those things that was easy to do. Like I'm not a big gym lover, even though I probably need to be more acquainted with the gym, especially if I want to keep running as I sort of like age.
Mhm.
But I've always been quite like, I'll run a 5K. Like I'm
Mhm.
not going to go to the gym, but I'll run a 5K in the park. I live near a park, so it's always easy to do that. But then sort of, I think I would really say endurance running, probably 2019, 20.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it was around the time that like my mum was like unwell and my dad was also diagnosed and had sort of like, a brain tumor. And
Mhm.
so I was looking for a way to sort of like maximize my time outside. Like, so the
Mhm.
little time I did have, because I was spending quite a lot of time with them, the little time that I did have to myself, I wanted to
Yeah.
maximize that. So what am I going to do? I need it to kind of be all things. I want to sort of like be outside, but I
Mhm.
also want to do exercise while I'm out there. Like if I've got an hour in a day, what can I do? And I think that's where the endurance running sort of like came in.
Oh, brilliant. So what came first, the running or the running coach?
The running, yeah. So I think that. when I started sort of like,
Yeah.
being part of like running clubs and joining running clubs and running with other people, I just really sort of I think I'm quite an encouraging person anyway. Anybody that knows me is like I'm always the person that's going to go, God, you can definitely do that, do it, do it. And I just kind of like the way that I could kind of marry that up with running because I just think that as much as I love running, I'm not the greatest runner in the world, but I just feel like that everybody can do it. And so many people go, "Oh, I can't run." And I'm just like, you can, everyone can. I think it's something that everyone can do, unless you've got like obviously like a medical condition that bars you from it. Everyone can, and there's probably a few key things that you're doing wrong. Run and running fast too quickly is one of them, and we're all guilty of doing that. And so it's just like you can. There's no special gateway into it. You don't need to be intimidated. Like everybody can run. So I think that I get quite a lot of joy in
Mm.
encouraging people to sort of, give it a go.
Oh, brilliant. So how did you come about becoming a running coach? Did somebody say to you, "Oh, I think you'd be a great running coach," or was this something that you thought to yourself, actually, because I like supporting people so much, I would like to kind of become a running coach myself?
So I guess like I hadn't really thought about that until I like started running. And then I was volunteering with a charity and I kind of got an opportunity to sort of take a beginner's session. And I thought, yeah, actually, yeah, cool. That would be so good. Like I really enjoy like motivating people, encouraging people. I'm really enjoying like running. So yeah, I just kind of like grabbed the opportunity with both hands and like, one thing led to another.
Oh, brilliant. And how do you motivate? I mean, like, even us as runners who are quite competent, we struggle to motivate ourselves to actually just sometimes just go out there if it's cold, it's raining, it's dark. So how do you motivate somebody who doesn't believe in themselves at all?
I think like for me, it's in person. I know there's a lot of online coaching that happens, and I think there's a place for that. And I think, particularly if you're kind of a skilled runner or you're quite an experienced runner, I think that that can work for you. But I think if you're dealing with beginners,
Yeah.
I think you've got to be there side by side with them. Do you know what I mean? And it's like running them, running with them, running
Yeah.
the track with them, or running with them, or run walking with them. But also like giving them, you know, not giving them permission because it's not for me to give them
Mm.
permission, but letting them know you can walk. Like
Yeah.
nothing's going to happen to you if you stop walking. Okay, you've got, say for example, you're doing a beginner session and it's like run 2K. Nothing's going to happen if like you walk half of that.
Mm.
You've still done it. You've still achieved your goal. Do you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
just like letting people know that if you walk, it doesn't mean that you're not a runner. Like it's all acceptable. And if you do that, like gradually, like everything, small habits, you're going to improve over time. So I think that's what I would do is like I try to be like to coach one to one with people,
Mhm.
or in a group setting. I think that's kind of the best way to encourage people.
Oh, brilliant. And as a coach, we're going to come and talk about kind of like all the things that you've done and accomplished during running. But as a coach, so when you're coaching people, do you then, as a runner, take your own kind of advice as well?
No, absolutely not. I always like start my run off by running way too quickly. I've got too many layers on. Sometimes I skip the stretching. Like some like several bad habits, but I'm only human also. Like I'm a coach. I'm not past making the mistakes. You just want to get out and have a run. It's a Sunday long run. You've missed your like you want to get out super early because you don't want to spend all day out on a run. You want to be back before thing. And so there's not quite enough time to sort of like warm up and you get in the park, you say you do it in the park, you don't. So like yeah, I don't always take my own advice, but I try my best to.
I think that will probably be a common answer for most coaches, to be
I
fair.
think so.
Um, I mean, lots might not admit it, but
We're not
to tell the
perfect.
truth,
You know
right?
yourself. You're a
Yeah,
coach yourself. You know yourself. Like
right, exactly. Talking about your running, so obviously I know you've done lots of things. You've done 5K, you've done marathons, you've gone around the world and done amazing things. Tell me about your very first race.
my very first race. Oh my gosh. I think it would probably be the Great City Run, which I don't know if they still do that, but basically it's a 5K in the city.
Mm,
And I work in the banking and real estate industry, and so like you know, in the city, you would like all the banks and all the like real estate companies would always go off and do this 5K. And to be honest with you, it was a little bit, you do the 5K and then you have a piss up afterwards. So it was more about like going for
Hydration.
it was more about going for the drinks afterwards, if you know what I mean. And like really, like we could have just gone for the drinks. But anyway, that was like the annual thing that we would
Mhm.
kind of go and do. And so I think that that was, I mean, a race, like, yeah, the kind of first event. And then obviously I think that I'd done, um, a few of the kind of like Macmillan things and then like a 10K for like Alzheimer's because my mum before she passed away had Alzheimer's. So like you know that was the kind of introduction, but I think it was definitely that Great City race, Great City Run. I must look it up and see if they still do it actually.
Sounds like a great way to introduce somebody to run. It's like, let's
Yeah,
run and then you hydrate plenty afterwards.
plenty, exactly. And just like everybody would do it.
Yeah.
All sorts of, you know, people would walk it. It was just like really sort of good entry level kind of run. And I guess at that point of doing it, I wasn't thinking at that time,
Mm,
never even crossed my mind. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I was more likely just thinking, oh my God, I only ate like half an hour ago. Like, you know, like just like
Yeah.
not
Did you do
thinking
any
about,
training for it, or was it
oh,
just, yeah.
none. No, just like, you know, but then I feel like I really had you on my side. Like
Yeah.
I can run a 5K, like of course I can. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
Mhm.
no training whatsoever.
Oh, amazing. And since then, obviously, you've gone on and run a marathon. How was your first? Because obviously, running 5K to running 26 miles, how was that
A
experience?
lot.
And what was the training like leading up to it?
So training, there's a lot of things like it's my what I would say is London Marathon is absolutely top tier. I love London Marathon. Like, as somebody that considers himself as a Londoner,
Yeah.
I think it's like a real I don't think every Londoner needs to do it, but if you're a Londoner that likes
Mm,
challenges and likes running, you've got to do London Marathon. Um, I just got so much joy of just running through like my streets, if you know what I mean, like doing London Marathon training. It's a lot, you know, like it's just your life. Do you know what I mean? It's taken over by this running. Although I feel like I've got a different outlook to training now, and
mm,
I am a little bit of the less is more kind of thing because I feel like I'm gonna, for me personally, I feel like I'm pretty much gonna achieve the same goals. And I think I know better now. I think previously when I was doing races, I would always be sort of like semi-injured. Something would have happened, and I think from
mm,
overtraining, and I guess you know, and that's what I mean about like being a coach and not taking your own your own knowledge into
yeah.
consideration. You're just out there running because you really enjoy it. You just want
Mm,
to do it. You just want to do the miles, etc., etc. And so it just takes over your life, doesn't it, doing doing the training. And because of the timing, it being in spring, you're running in really like not very great conditions in the
mm.
dark. It's raining, it's cold, it's not. I feel like if you train for a marathon, even if you don't run it, you can pretty much do anything because the training conditions are not ideal.
No, definitely. And what was the hardest part? I mean, of
The
the
training
marathon itself, of
of the
the run
marathon itself.
itself. Yeah.
I think, you know, like by the time you get to about 19 miles in, it's pretty hard going after that, you know, like, and then you kind of you get to the point where you think, oh, I've got 3 miles left. You're like, 3 miles? I eat these for breakfast. It should be so easy. And it's the toughest thing. It's just so hard to kind of keep going and keep that kind of momentum because your whole
Mm,
body is aching. But the beauty of it is there is this crowd that is cheering you on and egging you on, and like if you've got your name on your shirt, there's just people just screaming at you your like name, and I like it's just like it's just a great thing to do. But it is hard. I also don't think everyone needs to do a marathon, by the way.
right.
Like I don't think this is the gold
Hmm.
standard of
Hmm.
running. Like you don't even need to do beyond a 5K as far as I'm concerned. It's just like if you do a 5K or if you do 2K, like whatever it is that floats your boat and it makes you feel good, that's your form of exercise or your form of check-in. I think that's good enough.
Oh no, brilliant. How do you balance? So obviously you're a runner, you run. And now
Mm.
how do you kind of balance kind of running for joy and then obviously work life and everything else that happens in that 24 hours.
Yeah, like it's difficult actually, and I think um I like running is not my main personality. Do you know what I mean? And I think that, if you don't, perhaps if you kind of don't really know me, maybe that's what you think is, oh, she loves running. She's a running coach and it's not my whole personality. It's a very small like section of the person that I
Mm,
am. And I enjoy it for my personal reasons. And like I don't work in the industry, so I'm not kind of like um what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's not all encompassing, but I
mhm.
do really enjoy it. And I really enjoy that other people enjoy it. And I really enjoy like pushing people to be their best
Yeah.
in like the amateur sport of running or whatever it is. But there are other things that are happening. Like there's work, like there's work that's going on. There's other hobbies that I like doing and enjoy doing. So sometimes I just don't run at all, and I'm all right with that. Like
Mm.
it's okay. Like now, when was the last time I ran is a really good question. Like, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I do. I think when I'm not training for something, and I
Yeah.
love having a training program. I love training for something actually, even if though it's hard, it kind of keeps me on track and keeps me honest. But when I'm not doing that, like I'm like on the sofa, like watching TV, like being bummy and just
Like
like,
most of us.
yeah, like everybody, just
Yeah.
like, but it's just like a nice habit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to have. I know you've done some amazing challenges. We've been on them together. Tell me
We
a
have.
little bit about the speed project. Why?
Why?
Why and how you got into it.
I think just through like watching other people doing it and just thinking, just being in absolute awe of this ridiculous, like how it's just so ridiculous, really. And just being really in awe of what people could do and like across the spectrum, like although I don't know that I necessarily saw people of my sort of speed or size or ability, whatever way you want to look at it, doing it. I
Just to
still,
backtrack a little bit, sorry, can you just tell
yeah.
people what the speed project
Oh
is
yeah,
and what it
okay.
consists of, what you did?
So, the Speed Project is a multi-day ultra marathon that you can either do as a solo or you can do as part of a relay team. And the relay teams come in different, they come in different ways of doing it. You can have
Mhm,
like an all-female team, you can have a mixed team, you can have a free range team, which is like a bigger team of like, 10 odd people.
mhm.
And both times that I've done it, it's been a team of, well, both times I've captained, I've done a team of six, and then I've been on another team, which was a free range team. So there was more of us on the team. And yes, so from LA to Vegas, but also from Chamonix to Marseille. Yeah. And you run with your crew, and your crew sort of like support you on that journey. You go in like a RV, and then you have a support car. Yeah, that's it.
What
Try to
was
get there
your
as soon as
goal?
possible.
Yeah, why did you take it on? It's a huge challenge, but
It's a
what was
huge
kind of like your goal in taking
I
it on, really?
I think my goal was really like A, to prove that sort of like older women should be in this space and could be in this space. So, like I am 51 now. The first one I did, I was like 49 going on to 50. So I just wanted to prove that it was something that women like that look like me should be in this space, like absolutely should be in this space. But also to challenge myself and also just like it's fun. Like what? Like it should be fun. Like you should have a great time doing this because it's absolute nonsense. Like you're running for 2 days. You're not really gonna sleep and you're gonna like what's not to love? I mean, maybe that was kind of like a naive approach to it, but I think, the two subsequent teams that I've been on, like after the first team that I've been on, like kind of proved what fun it was and what joy it is to kind of like run with your friends and just sort of support each other on that kind of like endeavor.
What was the hardest part of the challenge? Was it the running?
No, actually, the running, it's hard. Like, of course it's really, really hard, and it's hard when it's hot, and it's hard when it's dark, and you're in the middle of nowhere and you're on your own. Um, But I think, you know, if you've got great support, like all of those things become a minor. Do you know what I mean? If you know that you've got somebody that's kind of looking out for you at the other end, even if they're not with you and you're running a segment on your own in the dark, and you know that these people are like waiting for you and they're like clocking in and they're checking your every step, like you feel really, really supported. But I think just it's just really important on these things to make sure that you're aligned in your goals if you do these things. Like if you want to do these things with people, you've got to be aligned in your goals.
Mm,
And I think the management of that, although I do, you know, I had such a great time the last time we did it. I just had such a amazing team, which of course you were part of, and so grateful to you. Just like everyone was just kind of like on job, like everybody
yeah.
was just so like up for it, and that just made being a captain super easy. So I just think it's just really like you. There's a lot of admin that goes on, and there's a lot of things that you need to do, and not things that you need to be prepared to do. But if you're not kind of all thinking with the same vision, that just makes it really, really difficult. But that side, I'm, you know, always grateful for people that sort of like took up the challenge, regardless of the outcome. You know, I always am appreciative of that. But yeah, I would say just make sure that you are all aligned on the things that you want to achieve and what it takes to get there,
Mhm.
because it's not easy at all.
No, brilliant. No, thank you so much for sharing that. Like you said, running is not your life. It's
Yeah.
part of your life. And
Mm.
another thing that I know that you do is obviously you love music.
I do love music.
You're a
Yeah.
DJ. Tell us a little
Yeah.
bit more about that and how did you get into that and actually hosting your own radio show as well?
It's actually funny because it's actually via running, which is the
Yeah.
funniest thing about it, like how this has actually come about.
Mhm.
But I've always had like a massive love of music. My dad always like, you know, was playing music in the house as
Yeah.
I was growing up. I have inherited most of his records. I mean, I did have to
Right.
share some with my brother, but I have inherited most of his records. And I've always been like I used to love like going out. I used to love clubbing. I used to
Mhm.
love, you know, yeah, okay, I like a few drinks, but like
Mm,
mostly for the music element. I
mm,
like going out and dancing. And so I was doing a panel talk before the first speed project, and there was someone in the audience who co-founded a radio station, and so we kind of started chatting after. I didn't even chat to him at the event, but we started
mm.
chatting after by the powers of social media. And then one day he just turned around and said to me, "Have you ever thought about being a DJ?" And I just thought to myself, I thought about this like quite a lot, mate, actually. Like, but it's just one of those
Wow.
things that was always in my head. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I think maybe, and when I was like, like, you know, back in my teenage days,
Mm,
back in when pirate radio was like
yeah.
a real thing. I mean, I don't know if there's pirate radio stations anymore. I guess you don't have to have them because you can just set up your own station. But
Yeah.
when pirate radio stations were a real thing, there are a couple of tower blocks around near where I live, and there are a couple of stations that were based in those tower blocks, and we knew some of the guys that were like running that station, and so
Mm,
we'd go and just sit up there like just to watch these, you know, people just like playing on this pirate radio station. So I've always been sort of like in love with music,
mm,
especially like dance music, but all music. So I won't box myself in.
yeah.
And so I basically messaged him back and said, like, I think about this like quite often, actually. And then we had a chat,
Wow.
and like, you know, here we are, like over a year later. Um, maybe it's longer than a year. Yeah,
Yeah, it might be longer than a
year
year.
and a half maybe. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that's how that opportunity came
Yeah.
up. And
But
I'm just,
what did you say during that panel talk that made him kind of put the two together and ask you whether you
I,
thought about?
I don't think it was the panel talk it's in itself. I think just
Mm,
like we just connected like
okay.
after that panel
Okay. Yeah,
talk.
yeah.
And then obviously if you're following me on social, I probably
Mm,
post at that time I was probably
music.
posting quite a lot of music. I probably still
Yeah.
post quite a lot of music or talk about quite a lot of music. And I think that that's probably what he kind of picked up, was that I was somebody that really
Yeah.
enjoyed music.
Oh, brilliant. Tell us a little bit more about your radio show as well, actually.
So it is called Club Glorious. The glorious thing is just like someone used to call me Glorious at a place where I used to work. So it's just kind of like a bit of a
Mm,
nickname, really. But it just works for just
goes. Yeah.
like my outlook on life, really. Like it can be glorious, do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And so I've used it for various things. And so
Yeah.
it just kind of worked. And the idea is that there's no particular genre. I'll play all sorts of music. So like people like I am a huge fan of house music, but I like all music. So
Mm,
people might just think I play house music, but I'll play all cross of genres, across some decades and different kind of eras of music. And so really, it's just a bit like being in my front room and like I'm playing
mm,
you all my favorite music and talking about it. But I don't look, if you're coming for highbrow conversation about the record and like the beats per minute and
mm,
this is not, I like those shows, but I'm not the
mhm.
girl for that. Like
Yeah.
this is a bit of playing your favorite music that you're going to really enjoy and connect with. Maybe it's some stuff that you've never heard of before. Maybe it's something, a genre that you've never thought to listen to
Mm,
before. And so like this is kind of like your entry level to that. But also there's a bit of like it's there's a bit of empowerment in there. And there's always going to be like a positive pep talk in there going, like I'm always going to tell you that you're capable of everything. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So, yeah, it's just kind of like play some music with some uh self-love and some like empowerment chat in there and just some just like it's kind of like it's kind of quite light-hearted, like I think times can be quite hard and I
Mm.
think that music is a great escape for
Oh,
people
definitely.
like much like running. So I see the
Hmm.
similarities. It's a great escape, especially with what's going on in the world, but without,
Yeah.
going down a rabbit hole with what's going on.
Hmm.
Like some people need some escapism and they need some joy because, you can't have a revolution without that, basically.
Right. No,
You
definitely.
kind of need that. And so I hope that my show in some small way sort of like contributes to that.
Oh, no,
And,
brilliant.
it, and
So,
for
yeah.
me, it's
Mhm.
also, sorry,
No.
it's a real humbling thing. Again, like running, like I'm not the best, not the best. Like this is the thing that I've just learned. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
I record and edit my own show. Um, and I love editing because it's quite particular. So I think that
mm.
plays into my kind of like focus mode. But yeah, it's really great. Like it's just a hobby that I'm challenging myself with, and hopefully I get better every time I do it.
Where would you like to see it go? So at the moment, it's a hobby. Would you like it to be more than that?
Um, it's a tricky question, that one,
Mm,
because I think if I've DJ'd at a couple of events which have been like really, really fantastic,
yeah.
and you've actually been with me at those events. Like
Mm,
so I love that connection with people, like seeing them respond to music. Like
mm,
if I play something that they really like, I really, really love that. And I assume that that's what, or I think all DJs, regardless of your skill level or your quality or whether that's your full-time job, I think all DJs probably get that buzz.
mm,
Um, would I like to be in nightclubs playing music as a job? Probably not.
mm,
But there are occasions that you could
mm.
like I've done some paid work
Yeah.
and I would, depending. Like
Mm,
I guess what I'm trying to say is I get to be picky about what I
mm.
do. Do you know what I mean? And so,
Yeah.
but I just think for me, it's just always going to be about me sharing music with people, learning more about music. So for my own personal growth, and just trying to enjoy it. But I don't think it's gonna. I think it will always intertwine my life, but I don't think it's going to replace my day job.
Mm.
But never say never.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
could be on, you know, I don't know, mainstream radio. I don't know. Who knows?
You
Doing
never
your
know.
show.
Somebody might listen to this.
Somebody listening. Well, in
Yeah.
that case, yeah. So I could see myself on radio, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I would be like the nightclub DJ. I
Mm,
much prefer to go and listen to like my favorite DJs
mm,
playing
mm.
like music, actually, so I can just lose myself in the dancing.
Yeah. No, brilliant. So obviously, and not obviously. So when you run, do you listen to music?
I do. I do mostly. I do listen to podcasts as well, so
Mm,
I'll be listening to your show on some of my runs. But I do listen to music. I got like a playlist for probably pretty much everything,
mm,
really. But I listen to music just so much in just life. I think it's just such a great thing to boost your mood in any way, or whether you need focus, if you need distraction, if you need cheering up,
mm.
like it's
Yep.
just such a nice way to sort of connect. I just yeah, there's quite a few like nerdy science things about what the way music makes you feel and why it makes you feel that way. And I'm just, yeah, I just love
Wow.
it.
Oh no, brilliant. What does the future of running look like for you? Like what?
For me,
Yes.
hmm,
Or what would you like to do or explore?
so I feel like I want to do some more like long distance. I think it's just a great way of seeing a place, right?
Mm.
So I feel like I got a couple things up my sleeve that I want to kind of kind of do. I really enjoy running with my homegirls. Like I just love it. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Just like we've had no sleep. Like we're just eating bagels every day. Like I just really, really love that. And so, maybe another TSP adventure, but also like I think it's just TSP is a great gateway. Like
Mm.
it doesn't have to be TSP.
Yeah.
You can do that yourself. You can just get
Hmm.
your friends together and do that yourself. So maybe a bit more of that, maybe a solo TSP, although oh yeah, I
You
mean
said it now.
I've said it and I've said it on a podcast. I've said it to you before. Like I think it's an itch that
Mm.
maybe I might want to scratch, but I know
Mm.
that it you can't half it. You can't half-ass that,
Hmm.
And I know a couple of people, incredible women that have done it, and I'm so inspired by them. But you can't half-ass it. And like today, I've not had a diary that's been free enough that's going to
Yeah.
allow me to do that level of training, like whether that's because of work commitments
Yeah.
or whether it's just because I don't want to. I want to
And
enjoy.
what would training look like for that?
It's intense. It's a
Mm.
real intense amount of mileage. Like running 30 miles before you've had like your breakfast, or like not your breakfast,
Yeah.
that you'd fuel, but like before work. Like that's real, real intense. And I don't have that commitment with me at the moment. Like just I'm like, I want to enjoy the summer. I want to go to all the festivals. I want to travel. I want to do this. So like I don't know. But I think much like how the relay started out for me, it was an itch
Yes.
that needed to be scratched. So I think maybe at some point, who knows when. I mean, it might be now, maybe it'll be when I'm 60, who knows? I don't know.
Before the relay, is there anything else that you would like to do that's endurance led as well? So obviously 300 and was it 340 miles?
Yeah,
Yeah.
350 miles.
Is there anything that else that you would like to maybe explore that's shorter than that?
I would like to do a bit more training. I'd like to get out into some trails a little bit more. Maybe like do a bit more stuff here, which is obviously on our doorstep. We've
Mm.
got some great places to do on our doorstep, but maybe like overseas as well. I'd like to do a bit more training overseas. Um, I just really quite like being out in nature, and I'm a real city girl. I love living in the city. I love living in London. When I've not lived in London, I've loved living in a city. Um, but I think with that, you do need to go and touch grass.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Be out in nature. It's nice when you can do that with friends and enjoy that with
Mhm.
friends, but also enjoying it on your own is quite a nice thing to do. So yeah, maybe that. I'm hoping to maybe do Kildare Marathon in
Mm.
October of this year. So all being well, I'm going to do that. That's the only thing that's probably like properly on the books.
Sure.
Um, but other than that, I don't have any, like I've done two majors. Majors is not necessarily a thing that is, I don't, I haven't really set out to do them. I've done
Hmm.
London Marathon because I'm a Londoner and like,
Yeah.
why not? And I got a really great opportunity for a friend to do a Chicago Marathon.
Mhm. Oh, yes, of
Why
course.
would you not do that?
Yeah. How was that?
Excuse me. Although I very nearly didn't do it, but like I'm so glad that I did it and so appreciative to have got the place to do that. Uh, yeah, but look, I'm not setting out to do them all. I think it's great for people that do, but I don't think, yeah, I have to do it. But, if it gives me a chance to travel to the places, like,
Why not?
absolutely, why
Yeah.
not? But
Of
you can
course.
also go to those places without running a marathon.
True. You might enjoy it more actually. What would
Yeah.
you say to somebody who's kind of new or wants to start running? I'm sure you have friends or people around you who see you out and about doing that, but they're kind of a bit reluctant or feel intimidated. What would you say to them to kind of reassure them to actually just go out there and give it a go?
Just like running is one of those things that you have to you just stick with it. Well, like any hobby, incrementally, you stick with it, you get better at it, But it will still also humble you, even when you think you're really great at it. It will still sort of like give you a bad day. And that could be for all things, you didn't sleep well, it's too hot, it's too cold, you didn't feel properly, all of those things. So like don't take that personally. It's just
Yeah.
about just being ready to get up and go, yeah, I'm going to give it another go again today. I'm going to try again. But take it slow. You're running too quickly. Slow down, babe. You're running too quickly. Slow it down and walk. Run, walk is your friend. Like you don't need to. If you're running in an area where there's other runners, don't worry about the person who's running faster than you. It
Mm.
doesn't matter. For all the people that are running faster than you, there are people behind you that are running slower than you.
Right.
So it's your own journey. Like,
Yeah.
don't think about that. I would say if you're a social person, find somebody to run with, whether that's just a friend to run with, or if that's that is a running group for everybody these days. There's so many of them. Find a running group that suits you,
Mm.
suits your personality and what you want to achieve. And it's really important that you find the right one. Don't turn up to one where it's too quick or they're going to leave you behind. It's not the right pace group. There's definitely
Mm.
going to be something that's fun and for you. So if that's your bag, but if you like to just do it on your own, then feel empowered to do that on your own. Find somewhere where you can do that safely. But if you're tired, girl, walk.
Walk. Yeah. I love a run walk.
Absolutely.
You can eat.
I think
Right.
this is why I'm like I think I'm moving over to the trail side because yeah,
Oh, can't.
that's snacking and walking. That's
That's
kind of the
packed
leap
lunch, man.
actually. What's in your bag, like snacks? You know Lorna Mann, don't you? Like
Yeah.
she's the queen of
Uh,
trail snacks. She's the queen of trail and the
I
queen of
know. She's got like
snacks.
a tuck shop. When
She's
she
got a tuck
shows the
shop.
picture, I'm
I
just
need
like,
to get
what?
a run in the diary with Lorna because really,
She'll bring the
she'll bring
goodies.
the snacks. Um, but yeah, just I think, and find your thing. Like running on the road is not the only thing. You don't
Mm.
have to do a marathon. That would be my other advice. You don't need to.
Yeah.
And I know everyone's doing them now, but you don't have to do a marathon. Don't even need to do a half or a 10K. Just do what you want.
Yeah.
But also if you do want to do all of those things, then go for it. Like
Yeah.
you can do it.
Brilliant. Thank you. And my last question to you is, what has running taught you about you?
Wow.
Think about those moments when you just kind of want to give up.
I think it's nothing new. I think I know this about me anyway, but I have endurance, like and I can stick with something, and I can do hard things. And I think, you know, it's just running. It's just like I think it's kind of not that deep to
Mm.
me anyway. But yeah, that I just feel like I can do all the hard things and I can push through. And I've got a tolerance to push through for stuff. I'm a resilient person, and I think that shows up in my running.
Mm. Do you have like in those dark moments, do you have like a mantra that you kind of say out to yourself that kind of helps you? Like what digs you out of those holes when you just think, oh, I can't do this anymore. I want to stop running.
Girl, get on with it. No one cares.
You paid for this. You chose
Right,
this.
right, exactly. I mean, I have quite good self-talk anyway.
Yeah, that's
You know what I
good.
mean? I like, but also like you can sit in the moment. You're allowed to not
Yeah.
feel great about something. So if
Mm.
this is hard, like you're allowed to like accept those feelings and sit in that
Yeah.
moment. But also like there comes a time when it's just like, let's just move on from this. I,
Yeah.
I can't. What are you gonna do? Like get on with it.
Mm.
So, and I
Oh,
think
thank
that's
you.
something that I probably learned from my folks. It's just like, okay, so
Mm.
what are we gonna do? We just gotta just truck on.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that takes time, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's easier for others, for some than others.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I think that is that's why you can't with this running thing, you can't compare yourself to anybody
100.
in anything that you do in this space, whether it's your coaching or whether it's
Mm.
your own running, personal running journey. You just that's rules for life. You can't comparison's the thief of joy.
Yeah.
And I think if you start looking at other people and what they're doing and what they're achieving, it's hopeless, really. You're just going to be really, really unless you're using it as a motivational tool.
Mm.
That's where I see that person's doing that. I'd really like to do that. A little bit like how I was with the speed project. I was like, oh,
Mm.
great. And I'd watched it for a couple of years and like, this looks really like great. I really want to be involved with that. You use it for a motivation, but if it's
Yeah.
you feel like you're less than, then maybe it's not the right
Switch
thing for
off.
you. Mm.
Oh, definitely. Thank you so much. And the last thing, where can people find you on socials if you are willing? And your radio station as well.
Okay, so there's a few things going on here. You can find ultimately you can find me at Not Your Average Glow on Instagram, and Club Glorious Radio, which is on a station called Love Will Save the Day FM, which I encourage everybody to tune into, not just to listen to me. There's some really incredible people on that station. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving up your day to chat to me as well.
Thanks for having
Lovely
me.
speaking to you.
Yes, you
Take
too.
care. Bye.